you're laughing about?
You know what they're laughing
I'm laughing at Chuck.
Shaq, I know what they're laughing at. You understand?
Shaq is over there crumbling up paper. That's why I was laughing.
That's not what I'm going.
I'm laughing at Chuck.
Come on, tell the truth.
That Bronny what?
Ain't no way he should be in the NBA. Come on. There's no way.
Before most people had even processed what they were watching, the conversation had already started. LeBron James, under the kind of scrutiny that follows him everywhere, reportedly headed to the locker room before the game was officially over, and within seconds the cameras, the crowd, and social media all locked onto the same story. What might have been a brief incident for another player instantly became headline material. That's the reality of being LeBron James. Nothing stays small. Every moment gets magnified. Every reaction becomes louder. Every controversy grows beyond the court itself. And this one quickly found its way into the media cycle, where few voices are louder than Stephen A. Smith. The response came almost immediately. On national television, Stephen A. approached the situation the way he often does, without holding back. Rather than downplaying the moment, he leaned directly into it, questioning what it meant when one of the most influential players in basketball appeared to check out before the final buzzer. This wasn't presented as a minor mistake or an insignificant detail. The discussion carried weight. There was frustration, disbelief, and a broader conversation about accountability, leadership, and the expectations that come with being the face of a generation. Because in Stephen A.'s view, LeBron is more than just another superstar. He's one of the defining figures in modern basketball history. Every action carries symbolism, whether fair or not. That's why moments like this.
Speaking of children, Bronny and Bron playing together.
I tell my son all the time, you have to create your own path. You gotta separate from me. Like, if you don't want to be affiliated with me, go on your own.
And that's where the conversation immediately split into two very different camps. One group viewed the entire situation as another example of modern sports media turning a minor moment into a major controversy. In their eyes, every move LeBron makes gets dissected to a level that few athletes have ever experienced, making the reaction larger than the incident itself. The other side saw it differently. To them, the issue wasn't the act alone, it was the responsibility that comes with being the face of the league. When you're one of the most influential athletes in the world, people pay attention to everything. How you handle losses, how you respond to difficult moments, and how you carry yourself until the final buzzer sounds. Stephen A. Smith clearly aligned with that perspective. His comments left little room for ambiguity. He wasn't interested in minimizing the discussion or treating it as a harmless footnote. Instead, he framed it as a matter of leadership, accountability, and the standards that come with being one of the defining figures in basketball. But while that debate was gaining momentum, another viral moment was beginning to take shape elsewhere in the basketball media world. This time, the focus shifted to Bronny James. Few topics generate stronger reactions in NBA circles than the conversation surrounding Bronny's development, expectations, and the spotlight that follows him because of his last name. It's a subject that seems to divide fans every time it's discussed. During one live debate segment,
He went on.
Oh, hold on. I want to let my man have to tell about Bronny. How you feel about Bronny?
I don't like Bronny James. I don't. I just feel like he's just one of those, my dad's here. You can't tell me what to do. He's a little kid running around.
I swear, that's what it looked like.
That's what it looked like to me. I don't like him.
that contrast is what turned the entire situation into a social media storm. On one side, Stephen A. Smith was breaking down LeBron's reported early exit with complete seriousness, treating it as part of a broader conversation about leadership, accountability, and the expectations that come with being one of the most influential players in sports history. On the other side, Shaquille O'Neal's reaction to the Bronny James discussion seemed to pull the conversation in the opposite direction. Rather than amplifying the drama, his laughter highlighted how repetitive and overanalyzed the topic has become in many corners of basketball media. Two completely different reactions. Two completely different interpretations. Yet both were responding to the same reality, the enormous spotlight that follows the James family wherever they go. And that's where the discussion becomes more interesting. Because this was never really about a single moment, one early exit, or one television segment. It's about the way modern NBA narratives are created and amplified. The league now operates in an environment where every action generates an immediate response, every response creates a counter-response, and the conversation often becomes bigger than the event that started it. The story keeps feeding itself. When LeBron leaves a game early, the discussion rarely remains focused on the specific circumstances. Instead, the moment quickly transforms into a symbol. People begin debating leadership, professionalism, legacy, and what the incident supposedly represents. The same thing happens with Bronny. The moment his name enters a basketball discussion, the conversation often stops being solely about his growth as a player. It expands into debates about expectations, family legacy, public pressure, and the burden that comes with being the son of one of the most famous athletes in the world. Every event arrives carrying baggage before the facts have fully settled. Every clip is viewed through narratives that already exist. Every reaction is filtered through opinions that many people formed long before the latest headline appeared. And that's why these...
And LeBron James electing to get off of social media. Is that because of you, LeBron James? Or is it because of your son, Bronny James, and his struggles in the D-League and the NBA prior to that, college basketball, prior to that, high school basketball when he was an All-American averaging 14 points a game, and people said no All-American averages 14 points a game.
Stephen A.'s reaction fits perfectly within that media ecosystem. His response was never just about the act itself. It was about what the moment symbolized. In his view, when you're the face of the league, there is no such thing as an isolated incident. Every action becomes part of a larger conversation about leadership, accountability, and the standards superstar players are expected to uphold. That's why the intensity escalated so quickly. The discussion wasn't centered on a single possession or a walk to the locker room. It was centered on perception. For many fans, moments like these become reflections of competitive culture and the example set by the game's biggest stars, even when the outcome of the game is no longer in doubt. But that's where the debate becomes complicated. LeBron James has spent more than 2 decades under a spotlight few athletes in history have experienced. Every expression is analyzed. Every gesture is dissected. Every decision becomes material for debate. In that environment, even ordinary actions can take on outsized significance. That's the question sitting beneath the entire controversy. Where does legitimate criticism end, and where does narrative overload begin? Then enters Shaquille O'Neal, bringing a completely different perspective. His reaction to the Bronny discussion felt almost like a release valve for the tension surrounding the topic. The laughter wasn't necessarily about dismissing Bronny himself. It reflected a broader frustration with how quickly basketball conversations can spiral beyond reality. Shaq has often approached the game from a simpler perspective. Let players grow. Allow development to happen naturally. Don't turn every performance into a referendum on a career before it has even started. So when the conversation around Bronny becomes highly emotional, deeply analytical, and packed with expectations, Shaq's reaction serves as a reminder that not every storyline needs to be treated like a crisis. And that's where the clash of philosophies becomes impossible to ignore. Stephen A. represents a style of analysis where every moment carries larger implications. A missed opportunity, a body language moment, or an early exit can become part of a broader discussion about legacy and leadership. Shaq represents a perspective rooted more in experience. Not every event needs to be attached to a grand narrative. Sometimes development takes time, and sometimes a moment is simply a moment. When those two approaches collide around the James family, the result is exactly what we've seen: controversy, debate, and endless discussion. The LeBron walk-off story became the centerpiece because it checks every box that drives modern sports media. It's visual. It's emotional. It's easy to replay. And once a high-profile voice frames the moment a certain way, that interpretation spreads across millions of viewers and becomes part of the ongoing conversation. At the same time, Bronny occupies a unique position within that same environment. Unlike most young players, he entered professional basketball carrying expectations tied to one of the most famous names in sports history. Every strong performance becomes a statement. every struggle becomes a headline. Every conversation expands beyond basketball and into questions about legacy, pressure, and expectations. That's why Shaq's laughter resonated with so many people. Some saw it as a rejection of the hype. Others viewed it as frustration with the endless cycle of narratives. And some interpreted it as recognition that the discussion had become disconnected from the reality of a young player simply trying to develop. Meanwhile, both storylines continue to exist simultaneously. LeBron's actions are constantly measured against leadership standards built over a legendary career. Bronny's progress is evaluated through the lens of expectations he didn't create but must navigate anyway. Together, those pressures create a uniquely modern NBA reality where every action is judged immediately and every discussion is amplified in real time. And this is often where young players face their biggest challenge. The danger isn't always what happens on the court. It's getting consumed by the noise surrounding it. Expectations can accelerate faster than development, and narratives can form long before a player has enough opportunities to define himself. Bronny's situation illustrates that perfectly. Before he has even established a lengthy NBA resume, public debates have already projected multiple versions of what his future should look like. At the center of it all remains LeBron.